This is actually like a really kind of a big story. That's, I mean, at least, I don't know, you say real big story. Like, I mean, this is my opinion of like what a big story is. But, so Sweet Baby Incorporated, this is the, in my opinion, I think that water, I know, yeah. Well, I've said before, right? If I'm ever drinking water, you know I'm down bad. I got maybe 2 hours of sleep, okay? So yes. Anyway, let's get back over to this. Sweet Baby employee. So Sweet Baby Incorporated, this is the, let me see if I can I find this the Twitter page here? Yeah, let me see if I can find it. So working at Sweet Baby Incorporated, this is a, basically, in my opinion, and this might be a very unpopular opinion, but I feel like this company is being used as a boogeyman. And people view this company, it's kind of like the World Economic Forum on a smaller scale, where, like, I don't think that the World Economic Forum is, you know, actually the Illuminati in plain sight, and they're not actually trying to, like, you know, kill everybody and do all these things. They're kind of like a representation that people can see, and because people see this example of it, then they latch onto it, and they're like, these are the core people that are causing all of our problems. I understand, I totally understand the problem that people have with this, but I don't think that these people are the only symptom of that. Now, obviously, I disagree with like what their kind of like their goals are. I disagree with these because I find them to be antithetical to the nature of what art is. But of course, obviously, art is decided by the artist. I think the issue is whenever people feel like they have to do this instead. So anyway, yes, these are an easy target, and these are people that are working at the company. And basically, this happened, I think, 2 days ago. I didn't cover it then because I just didn't really think it was that big of a deal. But now it's definitely worth talking about. What ended up happening is that there is a Steam group, and there is a person who is looking for any game that used Sweet Baby Incorporated as a consultancy, and they wanted to put that in like some sort of review, so anybody who goes into playing this game knows that, you know, basically the people that made this game like consulted this, you know, like inclusion agency to try to tone down any sort of things that could be issues. It's basically like a like, you know, like on cigarettes where it says like this will give you lung cancer. It's like a it's a warning label. It's really simple. And obviously, big surprise, the employees that work at that company are not happy about that. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to look and get somebody who get all of their followers to come together and basically like come together and like sorry, I got 2 hours of sleep, so you know it's a bit hard for me. Come together and mass report and ban the people that are running this different page, to silence the people that are trying to hold them. Like, and I don't even understand the logic in this either. It's like, if people disagree with what you're doing, like, isn't that their right to disagree with it? I mean, if people think, yeah, I don't want to play this game because you know, I feel like it doesn't have an authentic sense of art because it's being, you know, decided by people that aren't even making the content. Yeah, I think so. I think that's pretty reasonable. And it's also like, not that they're calling for harassment or anything else, but let's read the post. And this is a post written by an employee of Sweet Baby. The Steam curator harassment group Sweet Baby Incorporated detected, and so that's where it is led by this person, Krampus Rambo. Here's them trying to be slick so they don't get reported. Even with the discriminatory language filed off, the group itself still fails the code of conduct. So it fails the code of conduct. Well, let's go ahead and let's read what is cited here and see if it actually, okay, this person clearly made their tweets private because people disagreed with them. Yeah, that's what happens. This is really what the problem is here, is that you know, these people have no problem privating their own narrative. They have no problem privating their own Twitter whenever they're receiving negative feedback or they're getting criticized or whatever, and whenever people aren't okay with their narrative. But whenever other people aren't okay, whenever people disagree with their narrative, they immediately put themselves on protected mode and they exercise discretion in what they want to see. But they don't offer that same ability for other people if they want to do that through a Steam page. You understand how this is effectively the same thing. Like, is you're allowing people to censor content, and I am a big advocate of self-censorship. I am a big advocate of it. I think that if you don't want to see something, you shouldn't have to see it. So I think that it's very problematic that this person is going to put out an opinion and then protect their account whenever effectively these other people want to protect their account by avoiding other opinions. They're literally doing the same thing, but in a different order with a different sense of goals. So that's basically what ends up happening. And so anyway, even with the discriminatory language filed off, let's see if we see any discriminatory language. I'm going to see if I can find this real quick and go from there. Now, are people like this? It's very simple. People are like this because they are constantly told that they have the moral authority to act like belligerent bad people. And once you give people enough moral authority, they become tyrants. And that's just proven by all of human history. Like, that's basically where I would start, is I would say, like, all of human history, and then specifically religion. So, yeah, that's basically it. And anyway, I'll go back and I'll see if I can find this page myself. Sweet Baby Ink detected. And I'm going to go ahead and see if I can look it up. Because as I said before, guys, I do really like to look these things up myself rather than have somebody else tell me. Okay, so this is a tracker, and we've got it right here. So this is it here. Sweet Baby Incorporated, and this is the Steam page right here. It's got already 21,000 followers. So there's clearly a lot of people that feel this way, especially for something that feels so niche. In my opinion, I think it's actually quite niche. But I think it's more representational of the fact that people are tired of having their narratives and stories in video games and also other types of media be handicapped and circumcised by people who are fucking weird, right? I could have made another joke, but I'll try to be a nice guy today. But people that they disagree with. Anyway, so we've got a few of these here, and these are the reviews. And if you look at, for example, this is about a tracker for games involved with Sweet Baby Incorporated. So as we can see here, does anybody see any discriminatory, or sorry, let me make sure that I'm using the word correctly. Yes, even with the discriminatory language filed off, is there any discriminatory language or anything problematic here? I would say that there's definitely not. I think this is an extremely reasonable thing, and if people don't want to watch, like, for example, like Bethesda, like all games that Bethesda made, you don't want to watch it and play any of those games, like, you're free to make a list of that. Why do these people think that they have the unique authority to remove people from collectively deciding not to consume their content? And this is really what the problem is here, is that it's not enough for these people to have their own perspective and try to change narratives in their way. But whenever you say, no, I don't want to hear your narrative, then you're harassing them. Then you're attacking them. Then somehow you're breaking the rules. These are people who were hall monitors in 5th grade. They asked the teacher, you forgot to pick up our homework in the 9th grade. They were trying to, do extra work in, senior year and making everything more fucking complicated, telling on people in 11th grade for, being on their phone. These are professional hall monitors that add, in my opinion, literally no value to anyone or anything. And actually, that's not true. Not only do they not add value, but they actively take it away. It's one thing to just do nothing and be useless, but it's another thing to take something that's good and then ruin it, which is what a lot of people are accusing them of. Now, I do think that it's a legitimate concern, and it's actually true that Sweet Baby is getting kind of scapegoated in this problem, and I think that they are a symptom and not the disease. This is just simply a massive zeitgeist that's happening in media right now anyway. And because they're the ones that people have decided are the ones that are wrong, then, well, now everybody's going to be talking about them. That's it. Yes, they're not the only company for this. And it is definitely kind of overrepresented about that. Whiny status whores, largely? Yes, I would say pretty much that. And so anyway, kindly report the fuck out of this group and report the creator since he loves his account so much. So it's not enough for them to remove the, which by the way, I think they have no justification for doing so, but it's not enough for them. See, it's already gone up by 100 followers, literally in the time that I watched it. It's not enough for them to remove what they think is breaking the terms of service. And this is the problem with these people, is that they are vindictive and vengeful. They wield power not as a shield for, the downtrodden, but as a sword to hurt and attack the people who they think have wronged them. This is not about protecting people. It's about attacking people and protecting them at any means necessary and going even above and beyond by trying to have their account banned. There's no risk of anyone's account being banned if we join in there? No, I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, I've no clue. Literal censorship, yeah. You brave for speaking out about these people, dude? We need more people like you? I'm not brave at all. This is just a tweet. Who cares? What do you think? This is some kind of like fucking bravery thing? Bravery is being a fireman, okay? Like, this isn't brave. And also, like, I'm preaching to the fucking choir here, okay? Everybody agrees with what I'm saying. Like everybody's truing this. Everybody thinks that I'm right about this. Like, the only people that don't are people like this. Like, really, that's what it is. Yeah, this is a basic fucking take that I think that 90% of people agree with. Yeah, I mean, the brave takes are the ones that everybody fucking hates before, right? That's the difference. Of course, the censorship taint group wants to prevent people from finding out where they're involved, which is kind of ironic because only 1 or 2 years ago, companies were proudly announcing that they were working with these companies in order to get special bonus good boy points. And now they want to hide it and actively censor people who were talking about it in the first place. And I think that I think groups like this are great. And I think that whenever these people want to engage in culture war, I think that they should be absolutely expecting for other people on the opposite side to take up arms as well. This is what the problem is that these people think that they have the unique authority to dictate to everybody else how they need to behave. That's really what the problem is. Free speech and common sense. Yeah, exactly. Go to the About Group page, and that's what they meant with the language. The Visit Group page. Visit Group page? Sure. I'm not seeing if I can find that. Are you saying that there are some people that are in the group conversation for this game? Browse, maybe? In the About? Sure. Okay, visit... Oh, I see it. Okay, let's take a look at it right now. The pinned comment? A few words. Okay. Oh, wow, this was 11 minutes ago, and it just happened. Oh, shit. Okay, so then I guess this is the guy that runs the account. Literally just put out a statement 11 minutes ago. He says, guys, I appreciate all the messages and friend invites I've been receiving. I'm going to accept you all in due time. It's just that right now I can't. There's so much stuff happening at the same time here and on X. I simply cannot answer you all. I'm sorry for that. Keep in mind that this group and curator has the goal of letting people know about the games that Sweet Baby Incorporated worked on. We are not in any means a group that is trying to kill Sweet Baby Incorporated. Well, even if you are, that's your right to do that, because it should be your right to discuss, like, I mean, you saying that, like, people can't dislike a game company? People can't dislike a consultancy firm? What an insane thing to say. So, yeah, I mean, even if that's what they were trying to do, I would think that there was nothing wrong with it. It's cool and wise to keep the words of the sake of the group curator. Longevity, thanks for all the support. Yeah, everybody's being positive about this. So... nothing about this has any discriminatory language in any capacity that any reasonable person would perceive. The reason why these people think that there's discriminatory language is because people disagree with them. Yeah, how to be a racist, how to be a discriminator, disagree with them. It's pretty simple. And so, yeah, of course this is happening. It's discriminating to robots. She's talking about 1 or 2 racist people and suddenly it's the whole group. I hate whenever people generalize. There's guaranteed racist people. Guaranteed. Absolutely. There's 20,000 people. I think if you take a sample size of 20,000 of any group of people, you're going to have racists. That's crazy. How could you ever expect anything other than that? Yeah, it's common sense. So, yeah. 90% of the comments is people saying they reported them for harassment. No, I mean, I don't really think that's the case. I think that if you actually go and you look, I saw some of these posts here. And let me see if I can find this. Where is it here? They're making they're acting like making a list of games is the equivalent of Nazi-era pink triangle. I think that was the star that Jews would have to wear back then. And somebody sort of Steam curator page basically indicates that Sweet Baby Incorporated, the company behind the most woke cancer in video games, was involved. A writer and designer working at Sweet Baby is asking people to report the group and censor them. And so, yep, there it is, guys. They're trying to shut down people talking. Now, here's my perspective about this kind of stuff. I think that in general, whenever you don't want people talking about what you're doing, that means that at some point, at some level inside of your own mind, you know that you're wrong. You know that you're doing something wrong, because if you didn't know that you were wrong, you would be preaching it from the mountaintops and you would be saying, yes, in spite of everything and everybody who's disagreeing with me, I am right, and this is what I am doing is just, and that's it. These people are not even willing to stand behind their own words. That's really what it comes down to. So, that's really the issue, is they're not even really willing to defend their behavior. They're not willing to justify it to the public. And why does the public matter? Well, the public matters because these are games that you're selling to the public. So if you're making a game or you're designing or consulting on a game and people don't like that, then you are absolutely beholden to the public. And if what you're doing is disagreeable, then you're wrong. And you don't have the authority to tell a free market that the free market is wrong whenever they reject your agenda. That's not the way the world works. And the reality is that even if this Steam group gets banned, the damage is already done. Because you're going to see other people that are making, from now on, any game that's associated with this company or any other companies that are similar to this, whenever people learn their names, will be automatic. All of the reviews will be talking about it. That's it. Sponsor? Yeah. Thank you, Tectone. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, thank you very much. And gamers stand against this bullshit. I think that gamers don't stand against this bullshit. I think normal functioning adults do. I think that's the reality, is that I think normal functioning adults do not want to be dictated to by a group of weirdos that are trying to tell them what's okay and what's not okay. Just in a very simple way, right? It's I said this before, I got a little bit of flack for this, that I don't want a religious person telling me what if your religion tells you not to do something, then don't do it, but don't tell me not to do it. I don't want to hear about your opinion and your religion. Everybody's entitled to their own thoughts, their own feelings, and their own opinions, but the moment that those opinions and thoughts come out of your mouth and you start talking about them, then everybody else is also entitled to their opinions and their thoughts. And I think that if you expect other people to get behind what you're saying, you need to have a burden of proof. You need to have actual accountability for what you're saying. Not, oh, well, I just have this opinion. Yeah, well, you can have any opinion that you want. But if you want anybody to take you seriously, there probably needs to be a little bit of logic behind it. So that's the issue. And these people are not willing to defend their perspectives. They're not willing to actually engage the public. They're not willing to win over the public in the free marketplace of ideas. And because of that, guess what? People are fucking tired of having things dictated to them and being told what they can and can't see by some random idiots. It doesn't matter whether this is the religious moral panic of the 90s, the patriot nationalism disguised as patriotism of the 2000s after September 11th, the fake feminism and fake wokeism that's been going on ever since probably the mid 2010s. I think people just in general are tired of fakery. They're being tired of being told what to do. They're being tired of really. I think actually that's really it. They're tired of being told what to do. It's literally that simple, isn't it? People don't want to be told what to do. So yeah, This whole thing is happening. I totally support this, by the way. I completely support it. There is no harassment that's going on here. This person is completely mischaracterizing what's happening intentionally. They are lying. They're also like promoting brigading, which I don't really care about brigading because brigading shouldn't matter if somebody isn't breaking the rules. However, sorry to say, guys, but nobody's breaking the rules here. Cry me a fucking river. There's a lot of people that are upset about this, and I say good. Fuck them. That's my perspective on it.